Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. And yesterday we had a TOG 2 match on the Fjords map. Today we've got an LTTB game on the Fjords map. But it's not just the tank that's different, because this is World of Tanks 1.0. And Fjords doesn't really look much like Fjords anymore. I have to admit, and I suspect I'm probably not alone, I just didn't really recognise this map anymore. It took me a while to orient myself. It wasn't until we saw the fishing village overlooking the bay over there that I realised exactly where this was. And even then, it's still easy to get, well, kind of just lost in the sights. Look at that. Check out the waterfall up ahead. I was actually watching Quickie Baby and Circumflex's World of Tanks live streams right before editing this video, on the day the patch went live, and it seemed quite apparent, to me at least, that a lot of players were doing far too much admiring the scenery, which is understandable. I mean, look at that. And nowhere near enough actually driving their tanks, and those who were actually trying to drive their tanks seemed to be getting lost quite a bit due to simply not recognising where they were. Oh, this is Snyder McCluck, by the way, in the LTTB, Tier 8 Soviet light tank in a Tier 9 battle. Matchmaking could be a lot worse. Some shell tracer flying past there. Oh, enemy tank spotted, Type 59. First shot of the day, gold ammo. Well, of course it is. He's in a Type 59. Well, anyway, there's some early initial damage that Schneider could have done without. Catches sight of a Scorpion G, juicy target, struggles a little to get the LTTB's pretty bad gun depression working for him, but I'm pretty sure, well, he definitely whiffed the first shot, and I don't think he connected on anything with the second shot either. And now the Scorpion G's gone undetected, but he is definitely still there. Type 59 making a break for it, gets a shot, pulls back just as he's spotted, but that Scorpion G isn't finished with him. Goes for the shot with the WZ. Stay still, you little bugger. Nope, nothing. And there's the hit from the Scorpion G. And as quickly as that, he's lost almost all of his health. 2 hits taken, and he's already in serious trouble. Yeah, I think it's time for somebody else to put their man pants on. I realise I said I think it's time for somebody else to put their man pants on, but does that ISM not realise that that field is infested with tank destroyers? I think he's finding out, and not in a good way. Well, okay. While they're all busy tiring themselves out kicking him to death, and doing it without actually revealing their position, see if we can get a shot at this guy. And it bounces. Well, of course it does. Side shot at a light tank, 90-degree angle, ricochet. On the bright side, they've spotted those TDs. There's the Scorpion G. Time for a little bit of payback, but, well, this is only an 85mm gun, so it is a little bit of payback. But with the Scorpion G's attention focused elsewhere, and it looks like the WZ fake tank is pulling a hasty retreat, Schneider decides he's going to make a break for it. Oh, and he has gotten away with it. Right. So how can we capitalise on this? The WZ-120 fake tank has been killed. The Scorpion G looked like he was fallen back and had taken a lot of damage. Now the Scorpion G can, of course, easily one-shot Schneider, so let's hope his gun's pointing the other way. There he is. His gun is pointing the other way. Got him. Only 6 tanks left alive on each team, but they have spotted the enemy artillery. Unfortunately, the ELC misses his shot. It's going to take at least one more to kill this guy. And there it is, and ouch, took a shot up the ass from the Batchat 12T, which is kind of lucky, because if it had been any other surviving tank on the enemy team, that would have killed him. And then he sees something that you really don't want to see when you're in a light tank on 41 health, an IS-3. So he bounces his shot. He ain't going to hang around and wait for him to reload, however. Let's keep going and let the ELC work him over from the other side. You've got to feel for this IS-3. I mean, he could so easily have won this fight if that first shot hadn't bounced. And now he's, well, 2 light tanks working him over. Which way is his gun pointing? Yeah, at the ELC. Okay. Very unfortunate IS-3. So, good news. 5 tanks left alive on his team, only 3 enemies. Bad news, he only has 41 health remaining. Enemy cap circle is right there, however. Enemy team pull a kill back. It's still 4 against 3, but it's probably wisest to sit in the cap circle, because this is by no means a guaranteed win. Those are 3 reasonably strong enemy tanks who appear to be ruffle stomping everything in front of them. It's an Object 257, a Lerva and a T-30. And now it's 3 against 3. The good news is Schneider knows exactly where all 3 of these guys are. They're all spotted. The bad news is that doesn't really appear to be helping. And there's no cover whatsoever inside this cap circle. Yeah. Well, he's going to try to stay in the cap circle as long as he possibly can. And that guy in the ELC over there has picked a perfect ambush spot, because he knows these guys are going to have to give him the side and rear of their tank in order to investigate what's in the cap circle. And he's doing his level best to try to kill this T-30 before... Nope. Going to have to evacuate. Close, but not close enough. And now there are only 2 of them left. And the ELC looks like he's been forced to give ground, but managed to kill the T-30, 2 on 2. Where did the Object 257 go? The Lerva was coming back down the road towards the cap, although he's under no pressure to keep coming in this direction now, because Schneider isn't capping anymore. It'd be nice to know which way that Lerva's gun is pointing. It looks like it's probably threatening the ELC. Let's have a look. Yes, he is. Can you get 2 shots into him? Nope. Shame he wasn't able to blow his tracks off. That could have given him something to work with. Schneider, of course, very worried that the Object 257 is going to appear from over there. Well, as it turns out, Schneider really needn't have worried about the Object 257. The ELC, on the other hand, is definitely going to have to worry about the Object 257, because he's not coming for Schneider, he's going for the ELC. And then it was 1 against 2. Light tank, pretty good light tank, it does have to be said, but still a light tank against a pair of heavies, 1 tier 8, 1 tier 9, and they both have almost all of their health. And Schneider only has 41 health remaining. Schneider very wisely decides it's time to DD Mao and see if he can't spring some ambushes. And it's going to take a lot of ambushes, because these guys have about, well, I don't know, 3,000 health between the 2 of them. So you're going to have to pull all of the tricks out of the bag in order to carry the team to victory in this one, Mr. Schneider. Now, the fact that he didn't spot either of them and didn't get spotted himself kind of indicates that these 2 guys are not interested in capping. This is definitely a no-cap kill-all situation, and they do have the time to do it. There's well over 6 minutes of this game remaining, so they have some time in hand to spread out around the map and try to find him. I mean, he's a one-shot kill, so it's understandable that they're going to try to kill him before they think about heading for the cap and then forcing him to come to them. And that's kind of fortunate for Schneider as well, because it's... well, even if he knows where they are, he only has an 85mm gun, and both these guys are pretty much on full health, so it's going to take a long time for him to kill them. And they can kill him with 1 shot. There's the 257. No damage. Disabled him. Did he get spotted? I don't think he did. Okay, this is good. This is very good. This is exactly what he needs. Or it would be if he only had the Object 257 to worry about. He didn't get spotted, but, well, the 257 does not have to be a genius to figure out where those shots were coming from and relay that information to the Lerva. And there's only 1 escape from this position, and this is it. And if he was to hang around there too long trying to farm damage on the Object 257, he could find his escape route blocked by a very angry tier 8 heavy tank. So he cuts his losses early, and he heads back. Looks like he's coming back to check on the cap circle. He's not being capped. Oh, and there is the lurver. Did he get spotted? Yep, Sixth Sense does not trigger immediately. But he's going to get a shot, and probably no more than that before the lurver... Oh! Bounced the shots! Gets the second shot off. Now, what are you going to do now? Because now the 257 is going to be coming in this direction. Unfortunately, the lurver is capping. Is the lurver going to come after him, or is he going to sit in the cap circle? The lurver is sitting in the cap circle. Okay. Now what are you going to do? The 257 will be heading in this direction. But you kind of have to deal with that lurver because he's capping. And you have a very limited window of opportunity to deal with that guy before the 257 arrives. Now Schneider's already gotten lucky once and bounced a shot from the lurver. And he's spotted, and there's the 257 behind him. And there's the shot from the 257. So you can't hang around here. Baits the shot from the lurver, takes it on the upper glacis at a very, very acute angle, auto bounce, and he has to finish this guy before that 257 arrives. But that's not exactly hard to do if you're in an LTTB in a close quarters battle with a tank as limited in its mobility as the lurver, without any kind of concealment or cover that he can use to back up against and prevent you from getting around him. The lurver had 2 chances to win this game and he blew them both. And now he's dead, and just in time because there's the 257. Schneider now... Well, it's not a great situation to be in because there's no way he's getting out of this cap circle without getting hit. However, he does at least have something going for him that the lurver did not. He's got some nice solid cover to hide behind, and it's just big enough. Unfortunately, that's a very tough tank he's shooting at with a lot of health and a lot of armour. And I do not know why the Object 257 didn't take the shot there. One shot is all it's going to take. Now there are 2, possibly 3 ways for this Object 257 to guarantee a win here. He started trying to push the wreck of the lurver out of the cap circle, but he didn't seem to quite have the engine power. So that would have been one way of doing it. And it looked right now as if he was going for the second way of doing this. But then he kind of changes his mind. You see, this fight is taking place inside Schneider's cap circle. All the time this is happening, that Object 257, and again he doesn't take the shot, and I don't understand why, but whatever. All the time that Object 257 is sitting in this cap circle, he's capping. This is constantly putting the pressure on Schneider to risk taking a hit and pop out and reset the cap. And if he just hides behind the wreck of this lurver for the rest of the match, the 257 just has to sit at the back of the cap circle while staying inside the cap circle and keep his hull, gun and turret pointed in this direction. And he will win. All the pressure will be on Schneider to expose his tank, pop out from behind the wreck of the lurver and take a shot to reset the cap. And the 257 would be stationary with his gun already pointed at him. And he only has to hit Schneider once. But instead he's going for option number 3, which is playing a game of chasey chasey catchy catchy kissy kissy with a tank with superior mobility around the wreck of a dead lurver. And it's not working out too well for him. At the same time though, and the 257 isn't aware of this of course, but Schneider doesn't have enough ammunition left to kill this guy even if he could penetrate him, unless he hits and detonates his ammo rack. Now I don't know about you, but I don't know where the ammo rack is in an Object 257, so it's going to be very difficult for Schneider to win this, regardless of how easy the 257 is making it for him. Realistically though, looking at this from Schneider's perspective, the best he can hope for here is a draw. Because he just can't kill the object. Oh, he's bounced another shot, but what can he do unless he detonates his ammo rack? So of course he's holding his fire to get around him. But even shooting into the side of this thing, he just can't penetrate the armour. And Schneider did try every trick in the book against this 257, but it was really just a question of when his luck was going to run out. So, a bit of a bummer for Schneider McCluck in the LTTB there, but, well, he did the best he could. And you can't really ask for more than that. And it was an entertaining game to watch. At least I thought so. And I hope you agree. So Schneider, thank you for sending that one in. Shame it ended the way it did, but I don't think you could really have been asked to do much more. Everybody else, I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.